has an update, and I don't really... What time is it? 4? 4. I'm gonna put it exactly on what it is on. 4:35. $4:35. 4:36. 4:30. Oh, that's not AM. Your favorite time of day? Yeah, I guess it is. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? Well, I guess I gave you the correct time. I know how much you didn't time correctly. Thank you. Now I'm curious. How accurate? Let's use another slide to find out. Yo, what? I'd say 50-50. You can say, you know, can I just say, regardless of the, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more slides, but we've gone through all the slides I have. Perhaps I can invest some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard, yeah? Let me wipe a couple new ones up. Should be ready the next time you boot up the game. Yo, that's weird, bro! You trying to gather data on me? Okay, that's weird! Oh yeah, come on. That's weird! I ain't gonna lie. That's weird! I don't like that. Why do you need to gather data on me? Why do you need to gather data on me, brother? No data. My beanie. GTA, I'll live stream GTA right after this.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
And also GTA has to update, so like...
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Are you kidding?
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Hello, can y'all hear me? Hello, can y'all hear me? Okay, y'all can hear me. All right, good. I'm just making sure everyone can hear me and I'm not being too calm.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, we're going to the meeting room, guys. I have to be a little loud because, I think I'm being
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Left or right? I don't know what left. I don't know, bro. Which one's left? No, I'm joking. I'm gonna go, since they told me to go left, I'm gonna go right. I'm a daredevil.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yeah, I mean, I got cold drinks right here, so what drinks do we got here, huh? Maybe some Powerade. I'd say a grape soda.
Yes, really, really worth it being
Hey,
here in
I'm
the
trying to
room.
look at the drinks. Okay, we got
Room
banana,
so
grape,
utterly captivating
blue,
that even though
and
all
red.
your
So I'm
co-workers have
thinking maybe,
mysteriously vanished,
Pepsi?
here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Exactly.
Really worth it.
Water, 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 and then green lime or something. I don't know.
But eager to get back to business,
Hey,
Stanley took the first
let
open
me
door on
in.
his left.
Can you open it? No?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah. Quite actually.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yeah.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Red door, blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Yeah, my
Stanley
favorite color is
walked
blue,
through
though,
the
dude.
red door.
Actually, I like red more, but blue.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Oh, that's
Stanley
quite cool.
walked through the red
Ooh.
door.
Hey, but I like blue, bro.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see?
I kind of hate this.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third
Hey!
option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
yeah, it's
Go
not-
ahead,
it's
Stanley.
not.
Take it for a spin.
Give me a second, though. All right, mate? Give me a second, actually. I'm trying to find out. Mate. I guess I need to pause the game. Because if I don't pause the game, I'll get back. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to get Minecraft in here. Okay, here it is. If you go... Go home. Apex!
Infinite possible, infinite. Oh my god, it goes this way anyways?
I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your critical feedback here.
5.
Okay, I'm gonna hit a one.
Take a look.
Yeah, am I? If this is Stanley's the last one.
Again, on effect. Let me talk and it becomes clear.
I'm gonna try and get a good thumbnail.
Like me. Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
Okay.
It's
Oh.
over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Okay.
Let's see. What do we have here? Input was extreme. Can't think. You aren't. Yep, lovely.
Stanley's the last one. This is. Where am I? Whoa.
Version. I game needed. For some real there.
Now I want to know what happens if I go this way. Oh.
Okay, so no matter where you go, You go there anyway, so we might as well go, right?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now,
Yep.
tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Yeah, sure.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door?
You made the
Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Alright. Alright. What's this? Oh, that's great. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna wait 1 minute so I can at least get to 7:38. In total, doors attempted, steps taken, endings achieved. This is your superior. A dead rat. Ah. Rats are cool. You wanna, you know, a minute. Give it 1 minute. Alright.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
The baby thing, I think. I'll let the baby burn.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the
That's so
demands of
fun.
family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because
Both.
if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas.
It's both,
I can't
man.
think of
I
a
can't-
single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your
Alright.
input was extremely
Bring me to
valuable.
Minecraft, please!
Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the
Minecraft,
pain.
Minecraft, please.
Let's see.
I will cry if we get to play Minecraft. Minecraft.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
If it's Rocket League, that's cool too. I'll play Rocket League. I like Rocket League. Yeah, you know. What?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your gate tower.
I'm not sure about
Perhaps
that
for
one.
some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a
Why is there
fascinating
fire in
venture
a
into the
bucket?
experience of
What?
total mental depravity. So far, I love
Space
everything
puffs.
about this game, Stanley.
Dude,
And it
space
seems there's
puffs
even
are the
more.
best
Come, let's
thing.
venture outward and see what else is out there.
No way! They did the Minecraft music or sound for opening a door. My frame rate is so bad right now.
Oh no. No, 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 it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh,
Hey,
thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
yeah, Rocket League.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Maybe Minecraft, bro. Let's go, Rocket League!
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Yo, am I winning or what? What team am I on? Oh, wait, no, I'm not, because...
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal
I'm
pleasure,
going fast.
then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out.
Get in there.
Here comes another ball. Yes. Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable.
Don't add more.
More balls.
So how do I get to Minecraft, dude? Get it in.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game?
Bro,
Well, I sure
what is
hope you're
happening?
having a good time, because
That
guess
isn't
what?
out.
It's over.
No.
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end.
Bruh.
This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye,
Hey.
Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
So I'm just stuck in Rocket League? Can I, like, you know, I don't know, play ball? I mean, it's quite fun just running around. It's probably for my TV. I thought someone was actually working at my house. Woo! You can't climb up walls. Swerve, swerve. And the swerve. Skr, skr. Okay, I'm jumping down into that endless pit thing or whatever. I'm done acting like I'm a race car in Rocket League, dude. So sick though. Like, we're not playing Rocket League, but we're in Rocket League. I wanted to go to Minecraft, but I'm happy to go to Rocket League. Alright, I guess we're going. Bye. Ah, it's scary. Do we go? Bye, Rocket League!
What are you doing?
No, I missed Rocket League already. It's fine.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
So... Oh. I've been here before. I've been here before. Chat, this is scary, isn't it? Dude, this isn't supposed to be a scary game, though. Mate. Gotta be kidding me. Mate! Mate, I'm done. No, this is not happening. I'm just not letting it happen. Ah! There's multiple times. Yo, someone protect me, bro. The only sense of light is down there. Then I go down. Oh. How could you want to be in here? Like, work in here? How could you want to do that? Wait, it's my office. What? What? So this is controlling the office that we work in. Don't jump scare me.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
If it restarts me, we're going back to Fortnite, guys. No, we're going to GTA, sorry. Of course it restarts me, dude. It's so annoying.
All
was
of
cool,
his
though.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
How did
Stanley
they
decided to
connect
go to the
so well?
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right? I'm right. I'm right.
New content?
I was
What
right.
does that mean, new content?
I was right. I was right. It's still connected. We didn't end yet. I may have thought we did, but we didn't. Okay, that's so cool. Let's go. I'm gonna end it at 30 minutes, and then we'll go play GTA. All right? Huh?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Minecraft picture,
Oh,
bro.
well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Yeah, well, they got jump scares.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yeah, I bet so too.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go.
Oh, okay.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new
think we're gonna
content.
go up and
I've
then
never
straight
been
down.
more ready. Let's do it.
Like in a movie or something, bro.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Let's see. Oh, backwards. Okay.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, you can jump. So, okay. I guess I wasn't.
Is that it?
I guess I
Surely
wasn't
that's
supposed
not
to
all
use my
the
jumps
new
on the
content.
okay.
There has to be something else, right? Goodness.
Check some-
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes.
Jolly.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Yeah, me too. Thank you for playing the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks, Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Well, I mean, I didn't really have much of an option, did I? I still have a big feeling there's still stuff connected. To be honest. Just a little feeling. If it isn't, we're going straight to GTA, because I just want to play GTA, to be honest. Stanley Parables, such fun. Yeah, so, yeah. Ah! Oh!
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Whoa.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
Coffee nut. It's quite cool, ain't it,
Okay,
guys?
you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
Whoa!
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity.
See that picture
Back
right
then,
there? Looks like
it
the
all
backer.
meant something. Oh, the waste.
Well, there's $1 bill. That's pretty neat, eh? Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement. Aww. New video game releasing today. 2013, dude. October 17th, 2013. It is 2022, guys, now. It's crazy. You think about that, huh?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
This is cute. I love this. This is amazing.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
I love this game, dude. It's kind of sad.
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Hey, you know what?
No, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Okay.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
No.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite. You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the tree. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Okay, I'm pressing the skip button. I need to.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
It's been a week?
Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all
I
the time.
cannot press
Just
that.
sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And
can't
you think
press
that
it
that's
anymore.
just how it's
Oh,
always
God.
been, right?
No.
Me
No.
talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the
Benson.
same as always? Doesn't that feel
Ben.
like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes,
It's
not the
basically
story.
where you have
None
to
of
listen
that
to this
matters
dude.
anymore.
It's basically where you have to listen to this dude and follow his directions, but there's multiple ways to go different directions, and sometimes you can get led to different games like Minecraft, Rocket League, and stuff like that, or different rooms and places, and there's a ton. It's just a big story.
I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground.
Just skip. How long?
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me
year?
describe it for you.
What?
To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of
How
missed
do you get
opportunities.
out of
I
here?
felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into
Do
a
I
single
press the
instant.
button again?
In
Because
that
he's
instant,
rambling on
I could
again.
see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart.
I might-
It was an impossibly
bad.
rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but
press it?
wallow in it for what
might have
felt
to.
like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike
Oh, my.
anything I had ever known.
He's gone.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack... the end, is never the end, is never the end, is
Yo!
never the end, is 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 never.
Get me out of here. Bro went crazy. Yo, what? How long has he endlessly been stuck here? How long have me and him been stuck here? Yo. Where are we? How do I get out? Please. Let me out. Oh, let's see. So how do I get out, mate? Help! What year are we? Just been trapped. Yo. Dude, no, what happened? We were gone for like billions of years, dude. I think so. Where do I go? All of human life's gone. We were gone for like billions of years. Y'all saw at the start, there's a lot of life in human life. Plants, and there was rain cycles. And then I think we took a time jump of like a billion years where dinosaurs came back. That was so weird.
All of his co-workers were gone.
So
What
is
could
it
it
done?
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh,
New.
good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
This is happening again. So, how's existence still, how's human life still even cooperating? Did the narrator die? Is what I need to know, because he might have. It's quite a long cutscene, not gonna lie.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
So this is Stanley Parable 3. Because that B is like almost gone. So it's 3. Stanley 3.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Wow.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Is this actually happening or no?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Yeah, I didn't think you were actually gonna listen to mine, so.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
I did like mine a lot, but I also liked his, so.
You know
again,
what?
pal.
Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Pull the lever. No more steps. Get yours.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I guess there really is no way to get it. Holy snap.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
I don't know, the big statue of me? I'm gonna find them. Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? I don't know. Can I find them? Whoa!
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
What was that? Alright, yep, not going in there.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
No, I like those actually. Yo, I want to still at least get all the infinite hole. What's this? Infinite hole. Where's it at? That? Oh,
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
It reminds me of that one Gravity Falls episode or something. So, hey, you know, it's a little bit odd. Why was? I think it's quite clear they want me to jump inside of it, right? We'll save that for later. But I want to see what's up here. You literally can't go up there. Oh, okay, I did. I want to see these trophies, and then I'm gonna jump into that weird hole thing. That's new. What's this? Oh yeah, still gotta go down there too.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game.
Does it
Isn't
actually?
that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you
Hey!
don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
Yes, I will humiliate you. I'm gonna jump in that infinite pit. Oh my gosh, I've been like This took like 30 minutes to do. All of this.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable too. They would appreciate what I've created here.
I'm gonna go to the infinite hole, I guess. Wait, what's this? Is there so many staircases? I'm kind of scared. Alright. Let's do it.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Yeah.
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
Oh!
Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say
there's
that
a bottom
it
to it,
isn't
so
an
you're just
astonishingly
killing me?
deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective...
That's not infinite!
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press the teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
Yeah, infinite enough that it can kill you if you fall down.
Press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
I'm gonna
for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Yeah,
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
If I join...
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to share.
Do I jump back in?
And I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime.
think I will. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, yeah.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole.
Whoa.
If this starts to become a thing where...
It's shorter.
Okay, yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Yeah. See?
Oh, there it is. The shame
Whoa!
of my lie has come to haunt me. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth,
Hey!
I just can't see this.
That's just
scratching
kind of.
the
You
itch.
just sound kind of.
Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do, and hit the teleport
This is a
button when
very
you're ready to
infinite
move on.
hill, dude.
Is the teleport button not working? You sure? Well,
Yeah.
I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this.
Give me my
Anna.
jumps back.
Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could
Give me
ever
my
have asked
Jones
for.
back.
It's a win for everyone.
Wow,
You get to be
you're
with
so
the hole.
mean.
I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Oh. New mode. Hey, this isn't supposed to happen, is it? Yo, what's that walking? Hey. Yo! Hey! Yo, you wanna help me? Help! Please! I'm gonna die. Well? What was that?
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer.
Oh! What? Yo, I like that! What? He looks even cooler when...
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment.
I thought you left
So
me.
how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the whole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Here we go again. Yo. Did we restart? Because I spent like...
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
You added new stuff. Reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair
Yo, where's
in
the
those
bucket
who
at?
played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your
Where's the
heart.
bucket at?
Oh, as long as you hold on to the bucket,
Oh,
the
there it
many
is.
disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal
really
and
want
perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the
Where did
bucket
that
is in
come
your
from?
arms. And to be honest,
Excuse me?
it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face
I
of
want
crushing
this.
despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket
Beating
lends you
the
an air of
bucket up.
charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I got a new achievement. Can I put this down? Oh. Let's go back to the hole.
Does
Having
anyone
it.
give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Make it one. Give me it. I didn't know you can crouch. I'm quite confused. Yeah. Where'd the hole go? Infinite hole. Mostly. Fine, it ended. Oh, because he said it was mostly infinite when it wasn't. Well, wait, do I have...
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yeah. What's this? This is so scary. He's like falling from... Whoa!
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how
Let me jump
exactly
off.
these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on.
Cool
Let me do a different arrangement.
Hey,
Okay, yes,
down.
this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
Look, it's
Would
me!
it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising
working on this
conviction,
editing for like
this
an hour or
is
two.
the Stanley
No,
Parable 2.
an hour and like 10 minutes.
Let me see if I can whip something up.
Maybe like,
All right, perfect.
I don't know, 40 minutes?
Go ahead. Take a look.
Is it good? Come on. It has. I'll be disappointed if it's not. I mean, you hyped it up, so like, it better be good, right? It better be. Or I'm suing, dude. I'm actually. Yo. Maybe I'm wrong, but has anyone else found this yet? I could be very, very wrong, but I don't know. I haven't seen any YouTubers cover this, and if they have, I'd like to know, because I haven't seen this.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building
God!
where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What
I'm
could it
playing
mean?
the Stanley Parable 2.
Stanley
No one has
decided to
played
go to
this
the
yet,
meeting room.
to my
Perhaps he had
knowledge.
simply missed a memo. Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
What bucket? Oh, this bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm just gonna follow what usually would happen.
Still no one was here.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Hey,
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years.
Hey, you better leave my bucket now alone, because this is a cool bucket and he's nice and he's a friend. Do you want this bucket?
I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Bye.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There
little theory here,
really is.
If he didn't know it was a bucket, then how is he gonna know the sticker is a bucket?
There's a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Can we just go?
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his
I
bliss
think
of
that's the
simply
first
being
thing
near
I
the
saw.
bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
No,
Was it
it's
that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
It's for sure the bucket, dude. Like what the frick, dude? Oh.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Yeah.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Yep, my bucket will help me through life, and it's...
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Yep.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Burst into water. Sorry. Burst into water because, you know...
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one.
They should kill off the bucket somehow, dude. Somehow they need to kill off this bucket. I would be happy.
Was the proof. The heart of the operator.
If y'all didn't know, I don't know how, but like, we are playing a second version of this game. It's called the Stanley Parable. I think no one has seen this yet, but I have.
Controls
now.
labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Cool.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket. Needed the soothing warmth of the bucket. Go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it.
I knew they were going to kill it off.
He would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
Bucket off, dude.
Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
So what are we doing? I think, are we killing the bucket or are we keeping it alive? I'm honestly leaning on the side of killing it. No, I don't know. Wait, what?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Gone.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Trust the instinct. There will be a reward for finding them all. What? Finding what all? The figurines?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours.
But coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Sorry, I'm rushing through all the dialogue. All the dialogues except for the one line, but it's fine. I think he only had one thing to say, and you can freeze frame it because it had the subtitles on it. So. This is quite neat.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Don't invite me to a party.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble
I can't tell you, mate, honestly.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
I have an idea.
For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Dude, I just want to kill off this bucket already, dude. I want to be sad about a character loss, dude. Alright?
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I think next time, if it doesn't work this time, we might have to not use the bucket and just...
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place, not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms, not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room, but at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
So what I seem to come in to understand, the bucket to Stanley is like his wife. Whether you you admit it or not. Wait, if you're talking about finding those figurines, then
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
figurine committee. How can we find
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
before we do anything?
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
I the feeling money is for stealing, but not. Yeah, I mean, I'm checking it easy as I can. I actually was not allowed in this room last time. From my knowledge. I wasn't allowed in here. Hey! What? Mate! Mate, I just went... Hmm? da 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 da. Yeah, I don't even know if that does anything.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
And yet we continue on without our bucket, leaving it at a place where we will never find it again. I'm sorry, Bucket.
Have I played the Stanley Parable before? Yes, I have. Hello, everybody. My name is Mark.
Sorry. Let's go.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes, I do.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
And that's a wrap. I'm joking. I think this is it though, honestly. I think I might be done. I have no clue.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Wow. We did it. Very, very, very long little playthrough, but we're gonna do one more thing, chat, and it involves us getting okay, I found one.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm looking for a room called 430 or something, because I need to go in there with the bucket, I believe. Room 430. 31. 430. I'm gonna go grab the bucket and we'll see what that does.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
I'm doing it.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost.
Why don't you put 20 bucket touches into door 417?
What did it say? 20 what? 20 bucket catches? I'm confused.
Door 417.
417. Do what?
A willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you put 20 bucket touches into door 417?
Okay, great. Now, go touch the bucket on door 437 a few times. Yes, now we're getting somewhere. How about door 415? Give it some bucket love.
415.
Now back to door number 437.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think the copy machine needs some attention. Why don't you rub the bucket on it a bit?
What? Copy machine.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, just give me it.
Okay, now bring the bucket on top of employee 419's desk.
Oh, no.
Yes, this is great. Now the bucket knows exactly what it's like to be employee 419. Now, let's introduce it to door 416.
To door 416.
We've almost got it. Now make the bucket and the copy machine touch again.
What do you say, man?
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 touches of the bucket on door 430.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yes!
5.
We did it! Wow! That felt amazing. You know, not all buckets will get this kind of experience.
Wait. Ah! I didn't get anything. I didn't get any trophy. Well, I did get an achievement, which is obviously amazing. But
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
it's only open now.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Downstairs or Dutch?
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
What do I need to do? Wait, I hope it didn't. We should be on here, right? The sequel. Okay, yeah, we're in the sequel.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
Still
meeting
on the
room.
sequel,
Perhaps he had
brothers.
simply missed a memo.
Oh Lord, that scared me. I thought we were restarting all of this over and I was gonna cry.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Exactly what I did. I have 4 of the ones I need, right? So it's obviously nice to have. I went the wrong way. I went the wrong way. Let's do this one more time. Bud, hey bud, hey bud, hey bud. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get all the Stanley figures because I have 4 of 5, so we're just gonna get the Stanley figures, guys, and it'll only take like 2 minutes, maybe, hopefully. Alright, guys? And girls, and gentlemen and gentlemen.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
But yeah, we're gonna be done with it then, and yeah, I mean,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
what was this? Who's I? Probably should have just grabbed the trophy.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
This is all my fault. All of it. All my fault. Probably should have just grabbed the trophy and left. I don't know why I didn't. What? What was I thinking? Oh, I'm sad. Sad boy. Don't be sad, will you? Oh, I
All
thought
of
I
his
restarted
co-workers were
everything.
gone.
Oh my gosh,
What
I
could
thought
it
we
mean?
weren't on the sequel anymore.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I was gonna
Perhaps
cry.
he
I
had
was
simply
actually
missed a
gonna cry.
memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler anlarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler anlarines. None of us can.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Yes, and they very well should. Because I am Stanley. No. I spent 2 hours playing this game, and I'm having fun. This game is so much fun. I don't know why. It's just a fun game. Maybe I'm weird, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm cool, maybe I'm a hot shot. Maybe I'm cool, maybe I'm hot, maybe I'm epic, and I'm a lot. Maybe I'm cool, maybe I'm hot, maybe I'm epic, and that's a lot.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I know exactly what I have to do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
We'll be done with the trip.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Alright, that's it for today, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I had a really fun time playing this. Please recommend more of this stuff. Y'all didn't recommend it, but I enjoyed it. And tell me what to play next, because this is such a fun game. And I had a very fun time. So thank y'all, and bye.